So I did not list my raise, and I did not list the raise for the trustees of the trust fund when I listed the proposed budget in this one. And that's a piece of the question. Should I have?
Yes.
Okay.
Because this one actually included the warrant articles.
Sort of.
Unless.
So the bottom number is correct. The
766,937
is a correct, good number. Everything, all the warrants and everything is added into that number.
Okay.
Okay.
But the 608, 687, which mirrors the
one
without warrants, is incorrect.
That should. I'll tell you what it should be because it's on here. It should be. It's coming to me. 611,186.
611,186?
Yes.
Okay.
So I will make that change. So then when I do this next year, still a learning process, then I will include, like on my raise, it should actually be as if it were, everything was voted in. Is that correct?
Right. Well, on the operating budget without warrants,
it's not included.
It will be these numbers will not include any warrant article numbers.
Right. They don't.
The proposed town budget warrant articles included, where your salary would be 5,000. This should have said 5,000, and there's a warrant article number.
Right. Which there's the number.
Right.
There's
so
that
should have but that should have said 5,000.
Okay.
And any other place that there was a warrant article within the regular budget,
the only other place would be the trustee of the trust fund,
and that should have included that as well.
An extra 100.
The only exception to that rule is when the warrant articles would actually have fallen under after the subtotal operating budget.
Right.
Downward it says capital outlay transfer to capital reserves or transfer to expendable trust funds. On the form that we filed with the state, it's kind of funky because we don't include those numbers in the regular budget because there's a special section that those warrant article numbers go into. The extra monies that for the warrant articles go into. So it's kind of, and I understand, but on this, for the town's purposes,
it should have been. Okay.
Warrant articles included should include all monies for any warrant articles, and there should be a warrant article number next to the the monies that are being proposed.
The new number.
Right. And if it doesn't pass or it's changed, then we have to modify those numbers after the fact.
And that makes no difference because as we voted, it was without warrant articles included.
It was with the warrant.
No, no.
See, if the town will vote to raise appropriate. Okay.
Right.
Some does not include special or individual articles addressed. So,
right.
So
I mean, it's only, even though it's like $2,000, and it's all in the bottom.
Right. It's all in the bottom.
Now, had we done it that specific amount or something, we would
right. That last warrant article that we vote on at town meeting mirrors the operating budget without warrant articles, unless the budget is amended on the floor.
Right.
And then those numbers would be added into it, and then we would be voting on a new number for that last warrant article.
Good. Well, thank you. I appreciate your time to. Okay. So on to other things. I have turned into Primex the workers' comp audit for 2011. It's become more of a big deal than it used to be, and I meant to bring you a copy of it. And they also this year sent a whole booklet on the difference between an employee and an independent contractor. They are really becoming sticklers on that.
Okay.
In that same vein,
yeah.
I called on the letter that I wrote in November. They never received the letter, so I'm going to send another copy of my letter.
I would do it certified return receipt this time.
I will. I do have lots of papers to sign. I have new signature sort of cards
yep.
from the bank. I have the MS5 that needs to be sent, and I also did the MS6, and so we'll see. The MS5 is a totally new form this year, so that's all been redone. I need to do the quarterly payroll tax returns. They'll be in the mail by Friday, which is their deadline. And I took the first of the government accounting classes at LGC last Friday. Learned some good stuff. So,
Well, that's good.
yeah. I have another full day and then a webinar. There was something else. I think that's probably it for now. You didn't think I'd leave this, so. All right, so we will sign papers at the end of the meeting.
Okay, sounds good. Administrative assistant.
I have assessor. Can I do that one?
No, we're an administrative
I have
assistant.
nothing.
Okay, assessor clerk.
I have this map 9 lot 1 and 11. This is for the current, an abatement for the acreage on that piece of land. Yeah, I don't know if you want to look at it now or.
This is the lot right over on Lightford Road. It has been sold?
Yes, it has.
Okay.
And I've been holding the deed so I can get a decision made on this.
The previous property owner is looking for an abatement. He's stating that we currently have it on the tax map as 179 acres. And he is contending that it's only 113 acres. Cartographics states through a quick calculation that the land is 167 acres. And then there's something in here versus 187.8 acres. I'm not sure where that one came in.
It's because it's two lots put together.
That's what they're selling it for, as 187 acres.
Yeah.
They're selling it as
That's what
187,
it's advertised as.
Right.
but yet he wants to claim it as 113.
Because it's on the deed. All the deeds for all the parcels are listed on there, but it says 113 more or less.
Well, that's real
That's
estate.
the thing.
That's a real estate.
So then
Agents.
that's why I went to Cartographics to take a look at it for me, do some research before, and he submitted that.
So he's selling it as 187, but he wants to only be taxed on 113. That kind of is,
Gotta get me one of them.
no, I know.
Shouldn't we have a survey to justify what the size actually is?
He looked into that, and it's like $40,000 just to get it surveyed.
The surveys aren't cheap.
It's so expensive.
If someone's buying something, it'd be nice to know what you're buying.
Buyer should have it.
Someone should,
He didn't want to do it. They talked about it, and he didn't want to do it. The buyer.
Well, my concern too is that it was listed if the deed itself said that.
It's like false advertising.
The real estate agent, whoever listed it, had a responsibility to check the deed. And I think there's
The
an
realtor
issue
was
with it.
signed at 187 acres.
They did because that's what we have in our system, 187. So
But they usually pull
they
the
went
deed.
by that.
They usually also they go
Pull
pull the
the
deed.
deed.
And they should have pulled the deed and noticed the discrepancy there and made an issue out of it. And they shouldn't have advertised it as 187 if indeed they knew the deed said elsewhere.
It was actually the lawyers that finally found it upon, the sale and everything.
So it's sold?
Oh, it's sold.
And it's the previous owner that wants the abatement?
Yes.
When was it sold?
A couple months ago. I have the deed, I actually have the deed.
So the previous owner wants it because he felt he paid too much.
Paid too
No, I think that he sold it for too little. Because he brought the price way down. The original asking price was like $480,000.
But now that it's back up to 186,
86.
87,
87,
yeah.
there's a dispute here because I can understand where he's coming from. Well, he should have noticed that beforehand.
Yeah,
But
he
then-
inherited the property.
Then also, he says 187. It's advertised for one. He says it's another, and then Cartographics comes back with still a
I
high
asked,
number.
Do you
Yeah,
have the new deed?
I do.
What's the new deed say? I can hear. It was their idea.
Who's Tom's?
Okay, I'll give credit where credit's due, Tom.
Huh?
I said. It's curious.
It shows all the parcels, so.
So there's 3 parcels.
Yeah.
About 33 rods, then southerly 12 rods, but nowhere does it say what the actual acreage is.
And I'm guessing the wording on that doesn't match the wording on the other deed.
But it does.
It should.
It should.
You probably just
I bet
copy
it
it,
does.
that's all.
Because they can't they can't change that deed unless they have a survey. They can only copy the previous deed.
But if this one doesn't say the number 113, and the other one did.
So 113 be one of the parcels?
113, it's all added up. If you add all the parcels
three?
on there,
Oh.
that's what it came out.
Yeah, there's a 10-acre parcel, there is a 100-acre parcel.
Read the description. Does it describe it in rods like the new one?
I was looking for the 3rd parcel. The 3rd parcel's not on here. 2nd track, 1st track. No. It just has markers, land, let's see, certain piece or parcel of land. It's hard to read some of this. Situated in Brookfield, County of Carroll, State of New Hampshire, containing 10 acres.
Can I read along with you on this one?
More or less, bounded by the described as follows: northwesterly by land of said Stephen H. Hutchins, westernly by land of Joseph Lagarcy, and land of...
Could you read that from the beginning again? Parcel 1, start at the beginning.
A certain piece or parcel of land situated in Brookfield, County of Carroll, State of New Hampshire, containing 10 acres or more, or less. Bounded and described as follows. There are no rods in this one. It just gives it landmarks running along this person's property to that person's property.
And I don't see anywhere where they're talking about 10 acres on this one.
Oh, no, wait, here we go. No, there are rods. I found them. 36 rods until you come to the road. That's in the 2nd track, not in the 1st track.
Well, let's see, that sheet has probably 40 lines, and this has 20 or something. And this is big print.
Yeah, this is then northerly by land of said Robinson until you come to the land of Charles F. Rhymes. Thence about westernly by land of said Rhymes about 36 rods until you come to the road leading from Brookfield Corner by Theo L. Lightford House in Wolfboro. Then southerly by said road until you come to the land of Dudley C. Coleman. Thence easterly about 33 rods. Then southerly about 12 rods, then easterly about 52 rods. All of these past mentioned lines by land of said Coleman until you come to the land of said George A. Churchill. Thence easterly said, and when it gets all the way down there, a little more easterly to the stake of the stones that the bounds began at, containing 100 acres more or less. But that's talking about going to the Wolfboro line. That's that whole track.
No, just a person from Wolfboro, and that's it.
Could be. Well, maybe it was.
Well, I would want clarification by the wording on this.
By
Not
Theo
mention that.
W. Lightford House to Wolfboro. Then southerly by said road until you come to the land of Dudley C. Coleman.
Go further back from the said Wolfboro. Is it talking about the road that goes to Wolfboro?
It says, okay, let me go back to the thing.
There's no way near Wolfboro.
No place near the line.
It says land of William, just say land of William, thence about westerly by land of said Malum, until you come to the southern part peaked corner of the land of John F. Robinson. Thence about northernly, thence about westernly, thence about northerly by land of said Robinson until you come to the land of Charles F. Rhymes. Thence about westernly by land of said Rhymes about 36 rods until you come to the road leading from Brookfield Corner by Theo W. Lightford's house to Wolfboro. Oh, so they're talking about
the road.
the road. So that would be the old Lightford, that
The original Governor's Road.
right. Then suddenly, okay. Because that used to be the road to Wolfboro.
Yeah.
Okay. So containing 100 acres or more, or less.
And this says nothing about the acreage.
Right. That one just all has rods, right?
Rods, there's no wording on that 100, there's no word, doesn't say 100 acres.
And it has 3 parcels in this one. And this one only talks about 2 tracks.
We've only taxed him on 2 all along.
Maybe they'll owe us money.
Maybe all of us money on this thing.
It goes both ways.
Send it to the attorney.
I think the only, we can't, not being surveyors, I think. Can't prove anything, so.
Maybe Tom's house is the third box.
Might be.
That's why I was looking at that. He's turning quick.
Hope you bought deed insurance.
I thought I saw one here that said it had a building on it.
Nice house.
A homestead?
Or would that be in the first deed?
You mentioned 2 barns next to it, too. Well, obviously, I think it should go to the attorney or
And
something.
then there was a right to pass and repass.
What's her name? I don't know, what's her name that does the stuff for you? Did you do research on
She wouldn't find anything more than what they've already got.
it? Okay.
She'd find the deed, which is what they have. But the only thing, the surveyor is the only thing that's going to get out there and actually do the work.
What do you think the attorney will do?
Well, I'm not sure. I think we should get an explanation from their attorney. Why is there?
Oh, their attorney.
To start with their attorney, I think we should start getting information from them. I think we can act on it.
Yeah, the second tract actually says a certain piece or parcel of land with the building thereon, situated in said Brookfield and bounded as described as follows, beginning at the stakes and stones south. So it's talking about a building on that piece of property too. There's no building on that property right now.
Not that I know of.
Now, how old is that deed?
Yeah, I was gonna say
That's the only
that,
thing, you know.
see, generally they just,
It's not all here. It says over
And there's no.
in the back side of it that's missing, which is
Okay.
probably where the third parcel of property is contained on.
I'm sure I have it.
If you want Nancy D to look into it and see if there's anything more current up at the registry.
that would be a good place to
She's
start.
our abstractor, actually.
I see the date of August 22nd, 1933 in here. Oh, August
That's
15th,
before my time.
1943. We're getting closer.
How much time do you have before you have to decide on the abatement?
I have plenty of time. Yeah, July.
July?
Got plenty of time.
Well, I honestly, I'm all for not taxing somebody on property they don't own, but if he's listing it for 180 some odd acres and sold it as that much, and we've got 100, he's claiming 113 and Cartographics saying 167, we have some discrepancies somewhere that we need to get resolved. So I think we need to really look into this a little bit more and maybe see if we can get a complete copy of this old deed and see what that third track actually says.
As I say, do you want, you can have Nancy D look into it if you want.
Yeah, I think that
She
if
doesn't
she,
charge much, charges I think $25.
no, I think if she could do all the deed research, that would be great. Can you set that up for me?
Well, I'm gonna have her doing work for me anyway, very shortly.
Okay.
So, if you're not in a tremendous rush, if not, I can call her and have her do it specially. She's up there every day.
Yeah, we got a couple of months, so.
She's up there every day, just about.
You see that? What is that, Darwin? What's their recommendation?
But
Maybe the town should pay to have the survey.
you want to pay to have it surveyed? That's awful nice of you.
The town.
You are part of the town, so you want to have them say, you want to pay for it?
No.
They want to use the.
Cartographic is recommending to change from 179 acres calculated to 167 acres, the Cartographic Associates suggest. The adjustment reduces the assessed value from 165.6 to 159.7, and the abatement that is recommended on the $5,900 value difference.
And that's probably in current use too.
I was just gonna ask that
No,
next
it's
No,
not.
question.
is that in current use? No?
I'm sure it's gonna go in current use.
Yeah.
Should a survey of lots be provided, I would be happy to review and revise my recommendations accordingly.
See, this is gonna set everything for the new new owner, so we've got to really look into.
What is that word? Buyer beware?
Yeah.
And you should know what you're buying. So let's go ahead, we're going to do some research, have her pull the original deeds, we'll look at those, we'll get some advice, and make a decision at that point.
Okay, sounds good.
Because I just can't blindly go 113 okay.
I know.
That's just not going to happen.
Okay, the next one, map 18, lot 21B.
Okay, this one I have to go to the attorney for.
Okay. So I'll leave it with you.
Yep. This one is a hardship issue. And I will be meeting with Diane and talking to the town attorney on it.
And I have no more. That's it.
Tax collector.
Yes, sir. I have 3 parcels of property in town that are coming up for, for deeding this year. First page is a list. The next pages are individual invoices on each one of those for the 2009 property tax that are unpaid. Notices have gone out to both the owners and the mortgage companies on all 3 of those. All 3 of those do have mortgages on them. If those are copies for you, you can discuss if there are any that you want to issue a waiver for, which is the only way that I will not be deeding them in 1 month's time, in less than a month.
So we have how long on these?
3 weeks that we be being deeded.
So we have 2 weeks to get something done.
So this is 2009.
These are 2009 taxes.
Okay. So,
Everything-
and this is just 2009 that's out here, is that everything?
Just 2009.
I
Okay.
think we should proceed then.
Have any of these properties approached you yet?
No. They have not.
And when were they, get the notice?
Last Friday,
So they were given notice last Friday? Okay.
certified mail.
Just, okay.
So-
They have been given many, many notices prior to that.
Yeah, right, I
But the
understand.
official deeding notice that goes out certified mail went out on Friday, last Friday. What's today? Today was Tuesday, yeah, last Friday.
And they've received them, you got the card back, did they receive them?
I have got some cards back. I have not received all of them back. It is very common for people to not collect their certified mail. The postal department tries 3 times.
Now, they
to
return that to
deliver.
you
They
undeliverable?
return the whole letter to me unopened.
Do we get reimbursed for that from the postal service since they couldn't mail it in? Well, if they don't deliver it, we shouldn't have to pay for it, right?
They're
No,
I know.
but it is added to the cost
Yes.
of the taxpayer does pay it.
Okay.
So obviously, until you get those back.
That won't be, I'm just getting back lien notices today, now that was sent out on the 12th. I'm just getting those back now. And I'm getting a lot of them back that the people haven't picked them up. They just don't bother picking them up.
Can you give me a list of who actually you've received back on these?
I haven't received any back on
These 3?
those 3.
Okay.
I have received one back, actually. One of them I have received back.
Okay, can you let
And
me,
it's tax map 1821B.
okay.
That's the only one I have received back.
Now, at this point, the deed goes to the town, is that what you're doing?
Yep.
The deed will go to the town
Unless it's
in
paid.
April, unless it's paid. I will be contacting each of the mortgage companies also. I have sent them certified letters also.
Let me ask you a question. Is it to the advantage of this whole process to do this sooner or wait 2 weeks?
What do you mean?
No,
Well, what, make it easier for everybody to do it now and cover all the bases that need to be covered, to do it tonight versus waiting 2 weeks. and
Deed it
acting.
or